the Heart of California, and Oasis at Lake Port. Two potential names for two potential theme parks that are located here in America. One is located in Central California and the other is located in Central Missouri. This is Theme Park Predictions and More. My name is Brandon, and I'm going to go over the location for each park as well as what does it mean for the actual area in the state, plus could it actually work? Starting off with the Heart of California, and this park is going to be located in Fresno, California, which is literally like smack dab in the middle of the state, around maybe 4 hours from Los Angeles and 3 to 4 from San Francisco. So the location isn't the best because it's not located near a major city. However, it is close to the mountains and a lot of national parks, so it does have that going for it. But this story is actually kind of funny. Apparently, the plan is to get California's Great America to relocate its rides and attractions down to Fresno for this new theme park. According to jmjnow.com, a person by the name of Christopher Smith, which is a Valley native, says he is hoping that Great America's owner and operators will relocate the rides and attractions to the Central Valley as a part of this new amusement park. Chris has gone as far as to get a petition signed to make this happen. Now, of course, Cedar Fair has said it will not commit, explaining that there's not enough interest to bring an amusement park to the Central Valley, which is Fresno, California. But apparently, Smith will not take no for an answer and is an expert in underground utility work and construction. And currently, he is working with this team of architects to plan out what would be called the Heart of California theme park that would feature 5 different themed areas to help incorporate California with the Gold Rush theme. You would also see a winery theme, a beach theme, a ski theme, and a few others apparently. But the thing about it is once Cedar Fair does close Great America, and I don't think it's going to be that much longer, maybe a couple seasons, they're not going to really relocate most of those rides because by that time, they would probably be near the end of their lifespan anyways. So realistically, that move will not make sense. Now, the only roller coasters that could get relocated, in my opinion, would of course be the Grizzly, the world's best wooden roller coaster. Now, obviously, I'm joking, and that ride, once the park closes, will hopefully just burn down because it's that bad. But you're talking Gold Striker, Railblazer, and Psycho Mouse. Maybe Flight Deck. It all depends on how much wear and tear that ride has had since it opened, I believe, in like 1993. Correct me if I'm wrong on that as well. But realistically, you're not going to be able to relocate all these rides and coasters down to this park. So basically, you're just going to be able to pick the best ones as far as which ones are still in operation or which ones can operate for at least, 10, 15, 20 more years. But this means that California could potentially be home to a new theme park, which is great for any state for that matter. I just don't know if this plan in place would work. And obviously, Cedar Fair wants out of California, at least Northern California. I mean, after all, they made that pretty clear. And if you're not living under a rock right now, you probably know that a lot of people are leaving California and relocating elsewhere. Businesses, people. I have a lot of friends, in fact, who have already left California and then moved out to the Carolinas, Florida, other places that are just more enjoyable to live. So could this plan work? Well, I really don't see the whole Great America aspect working with Cedar Fair. However, if Chris has investors and a small plot of land to build a park on, then sure, maybe it could. But here's what I would do if I was Chris, and that is I would start small. I would maybe think of like a Fun Spot America style park where you have like one coaster, maybe 2, a bunch of flat rides, go-karts, arcade. It's just a lot cheaper that way. And then as you grow over a couple years, add in a new ride or eventually a new roller coaster, or maybe just start off with a water park since those cost a lot more up front. But again, Cedar Fair is not going to do this. I mean, after all, it's pretty bad when you walk into the park and you have to pass homeless people just to get into the park. And then when you're in the park, you have trash blowing in from the homeless campsites all around Great America into the park. It's just not a good presentation. It doesn't look great. And honestly, there's a safety factor there as well. And this is also happening over at Discovery Kingdom. In fact, it's actually worse over there. So from what I've heard from people visiting these parks, it's not a pleasant experience getting into them. But once they're in the park, things are a little bit better. But overall, Cedar Fair definitely will not be doing this deal. I hate to break it to you. So good luck, Chris, and I hope you can make a park work because I will definitely come visit if you do. Now let's talk about the park that has a little bit more traction, and it's going to be called Oasis at Lake Port, which is located in the Lake of Ozarks, which is in central Missouri. I just wonder if Marty Bird is a part of this deal or not. That's all I gotta say. According to KCTV5.com, a $300 million family resorts and entertainment district is in the works to open up in the summer of 2024. What they're calling Oasis at Lake Port will feature amusement rides, hotels, restaurants, an amphitheater, a marina, and a boardwalk. But most importantly, the amusement park section will offer roller coasters, thrill and family rides, and a 200-foot tall observation wheel. When completed, the attraction will cover 20 acres, generate over 500 jobs, and apparently bring over 500,000 visitors to Missouri. I will be one of them for sure, and giving Missouri a fourth amusement or theme park. So I'm all for this move. I really like the renderings and what I'm seeing here, how it's located right along the banks of the Ozark here. It's really pretty, but I also really like how they have a lot of tall observation rides like the drop tower, slingshot, observation wheel, and it appears that all these attractions will be located kind of off of the shoreline up on a hill, so the views are going to be spectacular. So I'm all for this. And obviously these are renderings, so we have to keep in mind that something will probably change from this, and they're not always accurate. But with that said, from what we see here, it looks like the park's going to open up with a family spinning coaster, a Gerstlauer Eurofighter, a log flume, an indoor water park, a drop tower, I believe, and possibly a star flyer. So overall, this thing looks great, and I think it's really important for Missouri because the Lake of Ozarks, there's a lot of money there. People go there to vacation, and rental homes along the lake are not cheap. So this will give a lot of families something to do, whether you're young kids, teenagers, adults, or if you don't have kids. It's something to at least go and see and do one night or one day. So I definitely think this thing could happen in 2024. I mean, that opening date is pretty ambitious, so we will definitely see on that. But overall, I'm impressed. If this thing does work out, then I will definitely be going to Missouri, because you have Silver Dollar City, of course, Worlds of Fun, Six Flags St. Louis, and now this. Now, the one thing that I want to say about this is very interesting is that this park will be located just around 2 hours from St. Louis. So, will Oasis at Lake Port apply any pressure to Six Flags St. Louis? And maybe St. Louis actually, invest in what's called a new roller coaster for once. I can only hope, because I really do love the St. Louis park. But overall, two very intriguing ideas for America. I'm just happy to have new parks coming about in America. We have the new one opening up down in Phoenix later this year, I believe, 2023. And then we also have the proposed park in Nashville, plus the Lost Island in Iowa just opened up last year. So hopefully all these parks come to fruition and stay open for decades and generations to come. So what do you think about the heart of California and the Oasis at Lake Port? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you'd actually go visit one of these parks. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.